yourselves from getting sick, and especially at Cal Poly. It's a winter flu season, and particularly this year, they accepted a lot more students than they have in previous years, which means the density of the population here is greater, and people are closer. It's a new environment for a lot of you, and you're going to be sharing public spaces such as bathrooms, your dorm rooms, your kitchen. A show of hands in the room, how many of you have been sick since you've been at Cal Poly? Alright, so that's a lot more than half. I've personally been sick 3 times, twice with strep throat, once with the flu, and my twin brother who lives in Shasta has been sick 5 times. 3 times with strep and twice with the flu, actually. So here are the common types of sicknesses in college. The first, influenza, which is common flu. This spreads very easily, and it's a virus. 3 to 5 million people per year are infected severely with this. Strep throat is a bacteria, and if not treated properly with antibacterial medicine, it can last for up to a week to 2 weeks. Mono is a virus, and it lasts a long time if not treated properly. The common cold, obviously, and meningitis, which is bacterial infection, a lot less common, but it can be potentially fatal. One thing that all of these have in common are they are different types of microbes. They're either viruses or bacteria. And some of the common ways that this can get into your body are through your eyes, your mouth, and your ears. And obviously you have that first line of defense. For example, the mouth has the saliva, which traps bacteria and viruses and breaks them down with proteins. The nose has mucus, which does the same. And your eyes have the blink reflex, which blocks a lot of these things from getting inside. So I interviewed a nurse of 40 years. She worked in the NICU, which is the intensive care. She's seen a lot of sick people, and she got her Bachelor's of Science from Chico State University. And these are the 4 main ways she says you can protect yourself from getting sick. First, obviously, washing your hands. Here I have a diagram of the steps. I hope all of you know how to wash your hands properly, but 2 things I would like to note that I read in an article online about how doctors and nurses properly disinfect their hands before surgery is, 1, instead of drying your hands with a paper towel by rubbing it, it's better to pat because you can create cracks in your skin, and this bacteria can get into those cracks. And also, rinsing with warm water is important. You can also, an alcohol-based rub is sufficient, so I recommend all of you guys carry hand sanitizer in your backpack. You can buy it at the university store for cheap. And also a golden rule I'd say is to wash your hands before and after class. Another thing, which is very important, is getting proper sleep. And for young adults ages 18 through 25, 7 to 9 hours is extremely important. And this is simply because studies have shown the more you sleep, the greater T cell production there will be in your immune system. And these are cells that, they're a type of white blood cell that help protect and fight against bacteria and viruses. So the next step, regular exercise. None of you should have excuses for exercising 2 to 3, 4, 5 times a week. We have beautiful Poly Canyon and a beautiful rec center. And this boosts your immune function simply by increasing the circulation of blood and therefore increasing the circulation of white blood cells in your body. The Department of Health and Human Services said that you should be exercising 150 minutes per week, which is approximately 2.4 hours. And I don't think this should be a problem for anyone. The last, and I believe most important step, is eating a healthy and balanced diet. I put together a list of 4 foods that contain chemicals that boost your immune function. If you didn't know, garlic contains a chemical called allicin, which has antimicrobial properties and boosts your immune function. Beef contains a chemical called zinc, and this increases the production of T cells in your immune system. Dark greens such as kale, lettuce, this contains vitamin C, which is also it boosts your immune system, so you can go to Jamba Juice, order a kale Rivian Breeze, whatnot. And also chicken soup, believe it or not, can actually help prevent you from getting sick. It has an amino, when the chicken is boiled in hot water, it releases an amino acid called cysteine, which studies have shown that it prevents things such as bronchitis. So lastly, I'd just like to conclude by saying I believe this is very important, especially during the season, and by taking steps to prevent yourself from getting sick, you're not only saving your time for class and homework, but you're also saving other people who could potentially get sick from you. So thank you very much.